everyone. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Talkoffame podcast. I'm so excited to be joined by Rylee Jenson. Rylee is an actor and singer based in Salt Lake City, Utah. Growing up performing in various musical and stage productions, she fell in love with acting and creativity. She then found her passion for film while studying at Utah Valley University. She has now had the opportunity to be part of many exciting, creative, fulfilling projects, as well as collaborating with some of Utah's best talent. So, Rylee, thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate you coming on and taking the time. I know it's been a hot minute, so I'm really happy we were able to talk.
Yes, I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you so much. So, tell us kind of more about you and what you do and what kind of led you to become an actor.
Yeah, so um I have always wanted to be an actor ever since I was a little girl. And I know people hear that a lot, but it is so true. I've never wanted anything else. Um I've never really wanted any other career path. I've always known that I wanted to be an actor, which has been nice to know that and not I guess be unsure about that. But um yeah, I first started doing musical theater growing up. I did my first show in about the fourth grade. My first show was A Christmas Carol, and here in Utah, that's pretty standard. That's everybody's first show. um, so I played Ebenezer Scrooge's little sister. So when Christmas Past comes to visit, and I played his little sister in my first musical that I did. And then I grew up doing more musicals, did Fiddler on the Roof, Annie, all those musicals growing up into high school. And then in high school, I just really delved into the musical theater world, the acting world, choir. I was in all of those things. I met some of my lifelong friends in those programs in high school, and I'm still best friends with them to this day, and I love and adore them very much. And yeah, then I went to college and I found that Utah has a really, really solid film industry. And I had no idea about it. I had no idea. And I always thought that I would go the theater route. The goal was always to go to New York. And then at Utah Valley University, I did a scene for a film student's project for class. And I was like, wow, I actually think I like this a lot more. Like theater will always have my heart and I will always love theater, but film, that moment, just I absolutely fell in love with film. So I decided to drop out. I got a job at Disneyland and I moved to LA. And then COVID hit. So I did kind of go out to LA not really knowing what I was doing. I mean, I was so excited to be working with Disney, and although that was very short-lived, it was such a fun experience to get to work there, and I hope to get to work there again in the future. But yeah, I didn't really know what I was doing, so I was like, I'm gonna come back to Utah. I'm gonna get everything in order. I'm gonna network. I'm gonna get in class, and I'm gonna get real serious about this because I know that this is what I want. So I moved back to Utah and started networking and just submitting to auditions. And then I met this really amazing group of people, and we've kind of created our own little production team, and they have helped me and taught me all the ropes. And they are so just brilliantly talented, and I will always just talk about how much talent there is here in Utah. These
Mhm.
people here are just insane. So yeah, right now we have our little production company. We've wrote and produced a few different short films. We have a feature film in the works. We actually just had a table read for that today, and that went really well. But yeah, sorry that was so long. That's a little bit more about what I do.
Yeah, it's all good. I love it. Of course, COVID has to mess up everything in 2020, of course,
Yes.
in terms of everything, right? Of course, it has to mess up so many things. But what did you study at Utah Valley University?
I studied theater there, and I also studied deaf studies. So I was learning sign language. Deaf studies was my minor. And yeah, I mean, what sucked about college, I love UVU. It's such a great school. But for me, I only cared about my theater and like my sign language classes. Those were the only classes I cared about. And there was just something that was like, I just want to get out there. Like, I don't want to be in school anymore. So, um, but stay in school if it's for you. But for me, I was like, yeah, I want to just go get the experience. And I have learned a lot from just, taking the leap, getting myself on set, and honestly now I know, because me and my husband, we plan to move back to LA in the next year or so. I now know where I want to live in LA, where I don't want to live. So I'm glad that I took the risk
Mhm.
of leaving, but I do love UVU. I always will love UVU.
I honestly feel that. Like, I honestly had the same reaction over those previous years because I'm like, I love like doing what I do, but I'm also like, why do I have to go to school and do it? Why not just go out and just do it myself? Like, it's just two
Yeah.
different opposites of, okay, what do I actually want to go to school for this, or do I actually just want to go out, do what I want to do, then just not go to school at all?
Yes. Yeah. Totally feel that.
But like what how do you think like LA will give you a lot of opportunities when you guys plan on moving there? Because of course Los Angeles is hard to film entertainment. I'm basically in love with LA. So like what do you kind of plan on doing when you're down there?
Yeah, so luckily right now I just signed with a manager who's based in LA. The company's based in LA and she lives in Texas. And my agent also gets LA auditions. So it's nice because I'm able to kind of live here and still um, audition there and network there. And I do have like a lot of friends over there that I've met through the internet, like social media. I have met so many amazing people that live all over the world, and I social media is just I yeah, it's just crazy. But
Mm.
yeah, so the plan is to kind of really as many ducks in a row as I can, and then going out there and uh, just auditioning and networking and meeting more people. I do think it will be easier to get to meet more people out there when I live there. I've been able to meet some incredible people just being in Utah, which has been a blessing. But yeah, just getting in the scene, and it will be nice going there and actually kind of knowing a little bit more about the film industry. Because the first time I was like, okay, I want to do film and let's go. And I went out there and I had no idea. I had an agent here in Utah, but I like had no idea how to actually submit to an agent. I like especially one in Los Angeles. I didn't really know where to get auditions and how to get good headshots and all that stuff. So I definitely went out there prematurely. So I'm very excited to be able to kind of build my career here in Utah and then make the move back over there.
I know with me, I literally like started this podcast knowing I felt like I knew everything, but absolutely know nothing. Like when I first started 3 years ago, it's like I felt like at that point I felt like I was a know-it-all to the point where I'm just gonna feel like I'm the best podcaster in the world when I first started this, even though I was probably the worst one out there. I swear to God. And like, I feel like once you move back to LA, like, of course, with moving to LA, there's so many people that live down there that you feel like you know everyone based off how many people live down there.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I yeah, I totally feel you. I think like um one thing I've learned is that we're always learning, and that's like one thing that I've been able to kind of be a little more gentle with myself about is
Mhm.
like, okay, I'm never gonna be the number one best actor because I am not gonna, that means I'm done growing, quote unquote. And I don't ever want to be done growing. Um, so I do think it'll be nice to go, excuse me, it'll be nice to go out there and have more experience under my belt and get to, meet so many different people. The amount of people that are in LA versus Utah, like I'm pretty sure the amount of people that live in Utah is the amount of people that live in LA. So it's
Right?
huge.
Like the amount of people that live in Pennsylvania is probably like a double size in Los Angeles compared to where I am here in Pennsylvania. Like we're here, like population scale looks right here is probably like I don't know, like 2000. That's my guess. I don't know. But in LA, there's probably like a million people that live in LA alone.
Yes.
I'm just like, okay, that's the
Yeah.
difference between where I live in LA. Like, okay. But
Yeah.
what was kind of like the moment you knew you want to do film and study film while at Utah Valley University?
Yeah, I think the big moment for me um, was when I first used the, sorry, excuse me. I first did that project for the student at UVU, and looking back, I actually don't even remember how I got involved with that project. I just remember somebody had reached out to me and said, "Hey, I have to recreate this scene for my film class. Would you be interested?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course. Like I would love to." And um, it was that moment kind of acting and being, and it was like a smaller set because they were just filming a scene. So it was like the camera woman, the director, and someone that was running sound. And like just being in that intimate space, I was like, wow, just feeling the energy between the two actors and like the cast and the crew and how collaborative it was really kind of made me be like, wow. Not that theater's not collaborative. I do love theater, but I think I just loved the subtlety of it. And I was like, yeah, I think this is the direction I want to go. And at that point I had done tons of theater, and I love theater, and if I ever get the opportunity to do a show that I love, would love to do another show. But it is tough to do both film and theater, and a lot of people think that they are the same type of, I guess, acting or performance, and they are so vastly different. It's crazy the differences between the two, where theater is very outward and connecting and reaching audiences all the way to the back of the building, or to all the way to the back of the audience. And film is just, more inside, more inner emotion, and it's really close and intimate. Whereas, the camera is where you're trying to, I guess, reach.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I just loved that the humanity in it, in that scene that I did. Even though it was like my very first scene, I probably will go back and watch it and be like, "Ooh, yikes." But yeah, that kind of made a switch for me. And um also, like, LA is a little bit closer, and uh yeah, it was like a switch in my brain that it went from wanting to do only theater to, like, I think I just want to do film. But
Like, I love what you said earlier about theater and films. Of course, a lot of people love to mix up, okay, theater and film are the exact same thing. Like, it's like I'm gonna be a pro if I'm already in film. Like, it's like, of course, with acting, it's a plus, and then you can act and you can do both, but they both are so different in so many ways. Of course, let's say Broadway or something, like it can be so many different ways. But of course, like this industry, like you can do so many things with acting besides film and theater. And there's so many ways you can go at it that many people do not know. And of course, I don't know everything about acting. I'm sure you know more than I do personally. But of course, with acting, there's so many ways you can do film. And of course, when I look back at things like acting, I'm like, damn, like why did I become an actor? Like I could use the extra money. Like, come on. But like you're of course with acting in film, like you're coming out with a new short film called Where Flowers Won't Grow. Like what can you tell us more about the short film?
yes, so Where Flowers Won't Grow comes from a uh, very personal experience. And I had the idea for a while. I've always wanted to write scripts, but I always had this thought of like, I'm just an actor. I can't do that. I don't know how to do that. And I had that limiting belief that was really holding me back. And then one day in a class I was in, the Hollywood Winter Circle is the course I was in. They held a short film festival, which the films were only supposed to be like 2 minutes. And I was like, okay, this is easy. I can write a short film that's 2 minutes, then that's a good start. And so I did that and ended up loving it and being like, wow, okay, I can write a short film. Okay. And then I ended up helping my friend with his short. And he really inspired me just seeing him work collaboratively with everybody on that set and that crew and cast. It was just like, wow, we can create our own stuff, and I really want to make this script a reality. So I was helping him with an audition, and I was like, hey, I have this script idea. I really want to do it. What do you think? And he was like, let's do it. And he was able to get everybody together, the cast, the crew. It was just like, and everybody was so passionate about it and so ready to like support and make this project happen. It was just, I'm still so grateful to this day for every single person that helped this project happen. It was just amazing. But um yeah, so we ended up filming it in this last summer, and we are currently in two film festivals right now. We have a few nominations, a few official selections, and it's really exciting stuff. But yeah, basically, Where Flowers Won't Grow is about a woman who is torn between staying in her toxic marriage or embracing the unknown alone. So, yeah.
Ooh, that's awesome. I'm now addicted to that film. Like, in case people are curious, like, is it out or do they have you have a premiere date or was kind of that outline of when it's released or already released, per se?
Yeah, so it won't be released until about a year or so because the film festivals like us to keep it unreleased. But there are a few premiere dates. I believe there are a few virtual screenings. Don't quote me on that though. I will find out for sure. um, but yeah, so right now it's just screening at the film festivals, and then it should be up on YouTube, Tubi, all those streaming platforms that we are able to get it on. But mostly, definitely those first two.
Ooh, I'll make sure to keep everyone updated. Like short films are actually like one of my favorite things at the moment. So of course, I'll definitely make sure to stay tuned on that. But how did you like? Of course, with short films, there's so many, probably more faster than probably most hour long, 2 hour long movies. Of course, it's probably much easier than writing big films. Like, how is this kind of easier for you to write? Like short films. And of course, with writing short films it's very much quicker to do for say in writing compared to other different things.
Yeah, so I definitely think um slowly inching towards the longer scripts really helps. So I first started off with the 2 minute script, and then this is about 27 minutes. But really, yeah, it was difficult to not to have to cut some scenes to keep it short, but also it took off a lot of pressure of trying to make it 90 minutes, 2 hours. So yeah, and I definitely feel like after writing that 30-minute script, I now can, I would love to possibly try writing a feature, especially we're in the talks right now of possibly turning Where Flowers Won't Grow into a feature, just so we can include more of their relationship, more of their past and their history. But yeah, yeah.
Ooh, that's amazing. That's so exciting. But what I'm kind of curious, like what was kind of like your emotional response to the short film while filming? Because of course with writing, you don't know how a short film will come out. Like you don't know if it's actually gonna be filmed with the budget or be released. Like what was kind of like your response personally when making this film come to life?
Yeah, I honestly just felt like I was on cloud nine. Like it was just so like so much gratitude and so much like just love all around. Like the fact that I was sitting back and being like, wow, this had been an idea for so long and now it's actually happening
Hmm.
because these people care about this story. These people want to help share this story. And it meant so much to me that my friends and my and people other friends in film were wanting to share this story, and it meant to me that meant like, okay, this needs to be told. It and it's, I'm not gonna lie, it is a little nerve-wracking having something I wrote and performed in be in film festivals, and now everybody's gonna see it. Uh, and I'm so excited for that, but I'm also like, oh man, I guess that inner critic is like, but what if they don't like it, and what if they hate it, and it's, just got to take the time to quiet that part of myself and realize and sit back and be like, this is huge that this happened. It's just incredible. So,
I could imagine because, of course, kicking off any sort of project or film is always very difficult to imagine. Like, okay, is this going to be a success? Like, are people going to actually like this? And that is honestly the hardest part about being a creator of some sort is picturing, okay, are people going to like this project? Am I wasting my time or am I wasting my money on this sort of project? Like, you seriously don't know how people are going to react until it's actually released and feel like it's a waste of time in many ways.
yeah, yeah. And I kind of have been trying to reflect on just like how I feel, and knowing that like art is subjective and not like I guess that like inner people pleaser too. And
Mhm.
reminding myself like, hey, not everybody's gonna like it, and that's okay. But there are gonna be people that love it, and that's your audience. Those are the people you want to hang out with. And you look at like these big actors. Some people might think that one actor is the best actor they've ever seen, but somebody else might think that they're the worst actor that they've ever seen. It's all so subjective. So I think really sitting with my intuition and my gut and how I feel about the project has helped me kind of overcome that a little bit and be like, you know what? And every experience is a learning and growing experience. It's a moment to grow. So if this, somehow people are like, "Oh, you should have changed this, you should have," I'm more than happy to implement things into the next project. All I'm going to do is, you know, level up to the next project and the next one and the next one. So yeah.
Like you said absolutely correctly. Like, of course, not everyone is gonna like what you make. Of course, there's gonna be people like, okay, this person's the best creator in the world. Like, no one can top this person. Like, let's put Taylor Swift for example. Like, she's the biggest artist in the world. Like, she's the best singer, and of course, the media is giving her tons of attention. But there's and people absolutely love and adore her, look up to her. And of course, there's another side of people that says, okay, I hate her because she's dating a football
Mhm.
star from the Chiefs and she's being shown more than like the game itself. And it really shows the opposite like two sides of people hating and loving. Of course, I wish it wasn't like that. I'm sure a lot of people do
Yeah.
as well. But it's just a part of life, people not liking what you do, even though you're doing nothing wrong 24/7, right?
Mhm. Absolutely. You said that perfectly.
But like, of course, to end this episode off, like I have some really fun questions for you to wrap this up. But if you could open for a show for any artist as a singer, because of course you sang some theater productions, but who would you open for?
Oh, that's a really good question. I would probably open for I love Madison Beer. So
Ooh,
I would
that's
want
a
to
good
open for
one.
Madison Beer.
That's a good answer. I love Madison Beer as well. She has like amazing work that I think she's definitely up and coming for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
But do you prefer acting or singing?
Oh, that's a hard question. I I love both of them so much. I do think I have been neglecting singing a little bit more than acting, and I would love to focus on singing some more this year as well. But I do think if I had to pick, I would probably pick acting just because I've been more involved with it lately.
Mm.
But also I love both of them so much, and that's so hard to
Yeah,
pick.
definitely. It's like choosing your own kid. Like it's just so difficult to choose which one you absolutely love more in that moment. So, of course, it can change any single day. Like it depends what exact mood you're in, right? But what is like your go-to karaoke song?
Oh, my go-to karaoke song is "When I Was Your Man" by Bruno Mars.
Oh, that's a good one. That is such a good answer. I love that one. But what is your hidden talent? Do you have like any hidden talents?
Oh, my hidden talent, which I don't know if this is very hidden, but and I don't know if it's really a talent. I have a lot of knowledge around roller coasters and theme parks. I love, like, I could tell you so many different things about different roller coasters. I know all these weird things about amusement parks. I worked at an amusement park for about five-ish seasons, and yeah, I love all things roller coasters and how they work. And yeah, so any questions you have about roller coasters or amusement park rides, I got you.
Well, I'll definitely go to you if I have any questions. I have you in mind for now, future use. But do you have any embarrassing moments when on set or auditioning from acting?
Oh man. Here's the thing. I think I am a very awkward person, so I have
I'm the
definitely
same
had
exact way. I'm the same way. Okay.
I have definitely had my fair share of embarrassing moments. Um, I'm trying to think. I don't know if I can think of one that was on a film set, but I can definitely think of one while I was. I can think of a few from theater performances. And I think it's just because theater is live. There's more, like, we're not really able to stop and start over like with film.
Hmm.
But I was playing Penny Pingleton in Hairspray. I love Hairspray, one of my favorite musicals. And they wanted me to do a quick change, real quick. It was right before You Can't Stop the Beat, and I came up the stairs. I said hi with Tracy, and I was like, "Yeah, we got this." And I'm in my regular Penny costume. They wanted me to run off stage and change into like the sexy Penny costume. And so we tried that for one night, and what happened was I I had to take off my bra to get the dress on. There's like a circle of women surrounding me. I'm getting dressed, and my bra gets caught on my mic cord. And I am like, I gotta go because I'm about to sing. And the ladies are like, wait, wait, wait. And I had no idea, I didn't even notice. I look down, and my bra is dangling out of my dress. And so it's like on the cord. I grab it, and I'm just holding my dress up. I did the whole song like that, and I was like, guys, we can't do that quick change right there. We have to do it earlier. It's too like it's too much, but everybody thought it was hilarious, and I felt like we were able to recover it pretty well. Seaweed kind of he helped me out and was like covering up a little bit, but yeah, that was probably one of the most embarrassing. But I do have
Oh
a
my
few
gosh, I
others.
will probably never go on stage again after that, to be honest with you. I would be so embarrassed. I would never go on stage again. I swear. I would just lose it. But like the last question I have for you and is what is some advice for upcoming actors that are just starting out?
Yeah, that's a great question. I honestly, I'd say trust yourself. That's something I've personally have been really struggling with lately. But trust your gut, and you know, do what is best for you. And also too, if you want to make it happen, start talking to people, start getting into classes. Um, but make sure that you're in the classes that align with you. And if you're overthinking about an audition or anything like that, just, tap into your intuition and your gut feeling and be like, okay, how do I feel about this? Do I feel like I could do better? Do I feel that it's good enough? And if honestly, if you want to do it again. But at the end of the day, trust yourself, trust the work, and trust that it is working out for you. And also know that it will happen. It will happen if you keep going, if you don't give up, is bound to happen. And I'm still on this, like, I am very far from like any of the famous actors or anything like that. But you just keep trucking along and knowing that everything happens in its own way, and everything's not gonna happen the way that you think it will, and that's totally fine.
That is so well said. I so agree. And I think that is honestly the best way to wrap up this episode. I really appreciate you, Riley, for joining us today. I hope everyone loved listening to this episode, and I hope everyone enjoys this little winter snowy day, whatever you are. I know it's very snowy here in Pennsylvania. So, but I really appreciate you, Riley, for joining us today, and love speaking with you.
Thank you so much, Kylie. I really appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Same here as well, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
You too.
Bye.